And we have some opening music, thanks to Dalton.
Good morning, everybody. This is an old classic. You guys know this one. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, leading us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, well, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. Here I abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
We've been shown today, haven't we? You're here. That's the great thing. So good to see everyone. You know, I've been on vacation. Yeah, right. My husband has lots of duties for me every day, so anyway, so I'll take some time maybe this week. Anyway, it's good to be here. Glad to see so many faces I haven't seen in a while. And if you don't know me, I'm Reverend Dr. Mary Mitchell, on vacation from being co-senior minister. And anyway, enough of that. But I welcome you to this center, which inspires and empowers people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. And I think we do that real well. And from the announcements you'll hear, we're getting ready to ramp up classes, ramp up all kinds of activities so that you could come back together, join, and at some point hug everybody. So we're excited about that. Right now, Lindy has the camera ready because we know there's still a lot of people at home or somewhere in the world watching us. And let's turn around and wave at everybody. Say hi, good morning. It's a beautiful morning here in Redding, California. Glad to see everyone. Yeah, very glad to see everyone. Hope you're masked and distanced, but you know. All right, thank you, Lindy. That's great. I would like to thank Lindy for being here. She's one of the early birds that comes and does all the AV work for us on Sunday. And Linda Mitchell is our board member of the day at this desk here. Good morning, Linda. And Ronnie and Doug Herber, our loyal greeters and ushers, are at each entrance for you They've been doing this for months now, and we so appreciate that. All right, if you have any electronic devices here in the center, please turn them off. We'd appreciate that. Thank you. And if you're new with us today, we have a beautiful friendship packet. It's the blue folder on the back wall. Please pick one up. And if you're at home and would like to come by and get one, the office is open 8 to 5 Monday through, are we still Friday? Yeah, still Friday. And just knock on the door and we'll get you one of those. I have a lot of invitations today. As I said, things are ramping up and ramping down. So tomorrow the men's group meets, and it's with Roy Wolfstead, Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. here and also online. And the men's group is a really wonderful group of men who get together and share and create friendships. And if you're vaccinated, what does that mean? If you're it doesn't say this. Okay, if you're vaccinated, why is that strange? Masks aren't required, and if you aren't, obviously wear a mask. And tomorrow night is also Sacred Sisters with Reverend Sue, and it's from 7 to 8:30 online. And this is the closing session for the summer, and you'll come back after summer's over and rejoin Sacred Sisters. One of the best things that we've been waiting for a long time is being able to sign up for classes on the church website. You can do that now. We're very excited about that. So, and then Thursday, I'm starting a writing class, Writing as a Spiritual Practice. Thursday is June 17th to July 22nd, 6 weeks, from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. And we're using Writing Down Your Soul by Janet Connor. And it's a 4-step process of communicating with your soul, with your inner intuition. And it's a lot of fun. And we have 6 people signed up so far. And if you're interested, please join us. The Bliss team is really going out of their way to make a wonderful event. It's the Summer Solstice Barbecue and Drum Jam. Now, it's not jam, it's a drum jam, which is drumming. Outdoor celebration, Sunday, June 20th, 5:30 to 8:30, outside on the lawn. And pre-registration is required so we know how much food to bring. And it's celebrating Father's Day, summer solstice, and just being able to breathe clearly by June 20th. So that's great. And Reverend Sue's been working hard to invite many drummers. So it should be quite an event you won't want to miss. Our watercolor master teacher, Sherry Ann Wyndham, is starting 2 additional classes, Monday, June 21st to July 26th, 9:30 to noon on Mondays, maximum 6 students, focusing on simple landscapes and water scenes. And then on Wednesday, June 23rd to July 28th, 1 to 3:30 in the afternoon, she's focused on painting water. That's a really challenging one. I've taken that. Painting water and weather. So that'll be really great. Maximum 6 students. And then I think this will be really fun with Reverend Sue and Charlie. They're having a class, Chakras and Your Personalities. Saturday, June 26th, 9 to noon in the social hall. You'll get an idea of what chakra influences your personality and help be better prepared to enjoy life in a new way by knowing that really personal information. Should be fun. As we ramp up and get people coming back and do more, we're always looking for volunteers. We call them SEVA teams, selfless service to God. It's done with that attitude. I'm in service to God when I help in these ways. The AV team with Lindy could use some help. And the bookstore clerk on Sunday, we have a couple positions open. Children's Church, a paid position assisting the teachers out at Children's Church. The Prosperity team, Monday mornings, that's taking all the money from the week and making up the deposits for the bank. That's at 9 a.m. on Mondays. Our maintenance team, you never know what's going to happen around here. A light bulb may be out or something's jammed, or we have a great, great maintenance team that responds beautifully. And they could use a little help because as more people come, we'll find, oh, that's not working either. hello, Fred, can you get your team over here? Anyway, they're very responsive and it's a lot of fun. Our landscape team could always use some help. Things are blossoming and growing. And even if you want to just take one little 10-foot square area and say, that's mine, I'm going to take care of it, that would be really helpful. Community outreach, that will continue to be something I'm totally focused on. And we have feeding pets to the homeless. We have bins in the hallway for shoes for souls. We have a bin for food, a bin for clothing, and all these things other than food. Shirley McQuiston and her husband are handling that. Everything else is going into my garage until we can safely let it go to the various places around town. Paul doesn't look in my garage anymore. It's just like, I have my own garage. It's like, don't worry, the world will open back up and we'll be able to drive in again. Anyway, it's been fun. Lots of fun. This week, we got news from Home Office that they are celebrating Juneteenth. Now, Juneteenth is a very special time for Black Americans, African Americans, Black Americans. It's a wonderful celebration, and they're celebrating it on June 18th and 19th. They're going to have many of our Black leaders in Centers for Spiritual Living, and then many of our musicians. And Ricky Byers is even going to participate. Esther Nicholson, Yvette Brandy, Michael Jordan, a lot of these people. Some of them you don't know, but some I'm sure you do. And you'll learn more about Juneteenth and why it's so special. I would suggest checking with Reverend Sue, because they didn't give us, it says register now, and if I give you this flyer, it's not going to work. So check with Reverend Sue, and I'm sure maybe an email blast can go out or something. Okay, I've talked enough. I'm just happy to be here. All right, we have a reading, and is that Craig? Okay, great. Then Sue or Charlie? Charlie will invite the bell. Charlie and I will be practitioners today for you after service, and then I'll do a prayer, spiritual mind treatment, and then Reverend Sue will talk about lean into the discomfort. That's going to be a good one. All right.
In the words of Pema Chodron, the most precious opportunity presents itself when we come to the place where we think we can't handle whatever is happening. It's too much. It's gone too far. It's as if you looked at yourself in the mirror and you saw a gorilla. The mirror's there. It's showing you, and what you see looks bad. That's being nailed by life. The place where you have no choice except to embrace what's happening or push it away. And Earnest Holmes, The Science of Mind, page 33, says, no matter what our emotional storm or what our objective situation may be, there is always something hidden in the inner being that has never been violated. We may stumble, but always there is that eternal voice, forever whispering in our ear, that thing which causes the eternal quest, that thing which forever sings, sings, and sings.
Today is a brand new day. A brand new day. You know, we've leaned into the discomfort in the world for the past year and many months. today it feels like we can once again celebrate our life, our friendships, our love for the center, our love for sunshine, our love for every aspect of our life. So yay, Spirit, although we were leaning into the discomfort, we still celebrated joy. We celebrated this philosophy that has kept so many of us from getting into despair. We've celebrated so much, and now with the opportunity to get back together and renew friendships and feel the sensation of hugging each other, just that personal sensation. That was one of those despairs. So we are grateful, incredibly grateful for how fast this whole thing called a pandemic is leaving us. Took millions of people, untold hours, incredible creativity, and it's all coming together beautifully. So we also celebrate this thing called Earth, this blue ball in the sky that we inhabit, and we rejoice at its ability to rejuvenate in so many ways. So we're letting go of a lot of that despair and embracing life in its fullest. So that I set in my soul, in my mind, in my heart today. Celebration, love, joy, happiness. I accept it for myself, and I accept it for everyone here and everyone watching. Today's the day to do it big. I let that be so. And together we say, and so it is. All right, Reverend Sue.
Thank you, Judy. Look how graceful Judy leaves the stage. No cane. She's healed. It's beautiful. I know you're going around. We get nervous, but good morning. Thank you for being here today. I want to first share kind of a humorous story. I want to thank everyone that was here yesterday for Seva. It was our Seva day, and I kept bragging about how I was going to do these windows. I was so dang excited about it until I got into it. And then all you could hear was me grumbling and thinking, what? This whole duck pond of poo-poo and stuff in these rails. You know, I was digging all this stuff out, and I just kept kind of whining. And Linda Mitchell was up here, and she was working really hard. She was just polishing everything. And then she said, I think she was just listening to me grumble, and then she said, you know, this is more like Catholic Seva. Oh, Linda, I'm talking about you. There you are. Catholic Seva. And I said, why is that? And she goes, so much suffering. It just shifted my whole mood. That's what it does when you blend with community and you dig in and do some challenging chores. So it was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate those of you that were able to be here with us yesterday. And so today the talk is leaning into discomfort. And there's been a question that many people keep coming to me since Mary's on vacation and then retiring at that. And they say, you know, how are you doing? How are you doing, Sue? You know, and I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm doing because I'm in the middle of it. And it's like, and I was thinking last night when I was trying to go to sleep that it's like playing billiards or pool, and you have everything inside the frame, you know, all the little balls. And that's how Mary left it. Everything's in the frame. And then I lift it, and the balls go every which way. So that's kind of what it feels like. There's balls rolling everywhere, and nothing's going into the pocket like it should. but I'm hanging in there, ready to take the next shot at whatever we're going to create here together, because I keep wanting to remind you, this is our community. We're in this together, right? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. I just wanted to reassure myself, so I'm never alone. So leaning into discomfort, I want to start with a Lao Tzu quote, because it's simple. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So I look at all the things that perhaps can sometimes feel uncomfortable. Now, leaning into discomfort can be a range from new emotions that you might be experiencing, unsettled feelings with a friend. It can be a physical challenge that you might have. And so there's many, many opportunities, many tools that we can discover to help us deal with that. But I'm going to just kind of take it through some pieces here and share some information that I kind of felt personally this week. My son is visiting from Portland, and I thought how fun it would be to pull out some cards, some divination cards, to just start the day. So there was a particular deck that I couldn't wait to share with him, and it was called Four Winds. And so I said, let's set our intention. What is mine to do today? What is mine to pay attention to? And so he pulls his card, and I eagerly await him to, what did you get? A good one. Well, this is fun. It's fun so far. So I picked mine. I thought, I'm not going to tell him what mine is either. Well, I got octopus. I'm going to tell you guys. I got the card octopus. And so when I pulled this card, the message right away was big caps, resolution. I thought, mine to do, that seems heavy. So this starts off with this beautiful little poem. I am octopus. I am the whirlpool, born in the caverns of the mind. I am the challenge set astride, the path of our kind. I am the learning the navigator sails to find. I am Tewaki. So Tewaki is the name for the octopus. And we have seen these films, these videos, that the actual nature of the octopus is very adaptable, right? So I thought, well, that's a good card to have in times of challenge or discomfort, whatever it is to feel that my nature could be adaptable to what is. There's also the idea that the octopus is a very intelligent creature of the ocean. Now, some of you, a while back, we talked about My Octopus Teacher, which is one of the award-winning documentaries. So if you haven't seen that, it's a fabulous film, and it really highlights things that I won't be going into deeply, but My Octopus Teacher is a wonderful avenue to kind of strengthen our connection to nature and our wisdom. So the species itself demonstrates great dexterity and strength and able to move rocks heavier than itself. An octopus is able to unscrew a bottle cap. Did you know that? I can do that too, so I realized I'm coming a long ways here. It can shape-shift and maneuver itself through the smallest openings. Now that's what I'm always looking for, that small opening for a way out. So I thought, I got that too. I'm really falling in line with this. But it's the smallest opening when in danger. It can camouflage itself and hide. It can hide and spew that dark cloud of that ink that hides its very presence. So it goes on to say it's portrayed as the shadow holder, creating doubt. In the myth, the octopus also represents wisdom. Something about its head is the child and the family. Each tentacle is a dimension of great wisdom. Where the tentacles fold and cross and merge, they remove the boundaries of the mind, which is spiritual journey, spiritual practice, to embrace infinity. I thought, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take this week on with all of that wisdom. That was Barry Brailsworth's Wisdom of the Four Winds. So this was an invitation for me when I closed my eyes and sat with it, which is what the fun thing to do with cards is. It's not that I'm going to allow it to pin me into my future. It helps to inspire me on something I'm not quite looking at or I might be trying to avoid. So I looked at one of my deepest fears. And then I thought, well, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I wish I drew another card. But I thought, no, this talk this week is about leaning into discomfort. And I recognize that when we come across our discomfort, and if we name it as fear, or if we name it whatever it is, sometimes if it's too challenging, we want to just withdraw because it's uncomfortable. We want to numb it. We want to avoid it. We want to spew the black ink around us and hide from it. But the idea here, the spiritual journey, is to lean into it. And I'm looking out into some faces here in the audience that I know right now you are leaning into it with all your strength. And some of you have overcome. Some of you have overcome. You've met that journey and you have overcome. And you are here to testify, I am stronger now because I went through the journey. I traveled the sea of suffering. And I made the choice in the sea of suffering to rise above to calm waters and be healed. I know that. I see your faces. I see your strength. I see your auric field of healing. So I know for you so that I must know for myself or I cannot see it. All right? When we know these truths for another person, you must claim it for yourself first. And then that magic happens. You start to see it in the world around you. So I thought, no, I'm going to sit with this card. And what is my deepest fear? Why did I draw this? I ask you that as we sit together in community today, as we lean into each other today, you name your own deepest fear. And use the message that we share today to discover and to reflect and to reclaim that part of yourself that you have hid in the shadows. Now, I spoke about how we try to avoid feeling bad, how we try to dodge it. These are some of the ways that you might recognize you do it, as I will try not to look at Charlie. You reach for your cell phone. Words with friends, words with chums, whatever it is, there's this opportunity to just go, there's so much going on, and then you can get into the phone and your mind goes into another realm, and you're separate from suffering in those moments. You can scroll through social media, you can scroll through podcasts, you can go eat something. All of these temptations, lose yourself in a book, lose yourself in TV, not bad things. I'm not saying that these are big taboos in society. It's just something that we start to lean into those things instead of the discomfort. Because when we put the phone down, the discomfort's still there, still present. So this idea to call it forth and be very, very gentle with yourself, to honor the innocence of your own understanding. But the secret is to try to find, where does this fear stem from? What is this discomfort asking of me? And reminding yourself, I love this, there is a power greater than you that knows the answer. Oh, that's right. We get so locked in to the language of the suffering, to the agony. But there's a power of divine love, of divine grace, of divine mercy, of divine forgiveness that is greater than whatever problem you felt yourself moving through. Remind yourself that always. It is ushering you to your greater good. You want to look at what is. Any attempt to interrupt that process, that too becomes very uncomfortable when you start to wake up. realizing that you're pushing something down that's longing to be birthed by you, this greater understanding, this healing. Maya Angelou says, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. You've got something to say, and there's many of us here willing to listen as you sort your way through and find your lesson and lean into it. Identify the triggers. You can even know that you might even be there because you're grinding your teeth, your jaw's tight, your shoulders are all postured. What am I suppressing here? What is mine to know? I need to lean into it. Judith Orloff from the Empathic Survival Guide says, in your own growth process, remember that the path to self-acceptance, inner peace, spiritual growth is not a straight line. It's a spiral. We've talked about this many times. We keep returning to issues we thought we had healed, but this time around, it comes around again and you say, well, that has that same stink. And then you realize, but I have profound truths that I can now build my healing on. And I can recognize that these profound truths, as they are revealed, only enhance my self-knowledge. So she goes on to say, through self-awareness, though self-awareness often makes us stretch beyond our comfort zone, it's painful at times. The result is that we become more radiant, more compassionate, and more solid in our connection to spirit. Why else are we here? It was sort of like, I thought, oh, duh. I thought the spiritual path, taking the spiritual path would make life really easy. But it doesn't. It just informs you more. It informs you which choices you want to make, where you want to lift your heart. So now as you are still kind of exploring what might be gnawing at your soul, you're the seer now. And you're aligned with this power that is greater, this greater intelligence, and you are safe now. You're safe, especially when you take yourself there and place yourself humbly at the altar. This week I went to the Zen Priory with Reverend Helen, and I took my son there and we were doing a meditation, and they have these beautiful practices. And I said to her, she was sharing how you prostrate to the altar. You get down on your knees and I said, so, she goes, but I don't do that as deep anymore. I've adapted it. And I said, oh, show me, because I have tender knees. And she just, in the most beautiful way, she just goes to the altar. And in she's got the brown, beautiful monk robe, and she is bowing like I'm watching the Buddha bow, and she opens up her arms, and she bows, and her back rounds, and I wept. I wept at the sincerity and the willingness, no matter how much pain my body is in, I bow to the one. And I received so much in that moment, I could hardly speak. So it is this idea that we are always standing in a place of, what am I choosing now to carry forward, and what do I have the opportunity to let go of? So the image of the octopus, we see that as we create that in the mind, and you're always strong. Everything in life is leading you, supporting you, helping you navigate your way. You'll see that in my octopus teacher if you watch that. It'll help you open to the inner turmoil, lean into it. Earnest Holmes says in Thoughts Are Things, as you learn to release all your burdens to the right action of God, you will find that everything falls into proper place. You let your problems slip away from you, realizing that a power greater than you are, and a presence that is within you, no doubt, is ready, willing, able to guide you in all ways. Peace, security, fulfillment come with ease, and there's a sense of joy. There's a sense of accomplishment. It's just a journey that as we choose to look at fear, we're going to discover in our own source, in our own doubt and through our own pain, we're going to hear the sweet small voice, that stillness that you call out of the shadows to be your teacher now. And you're going to be much stronger, much more courageous, much more willing to see what it has to say. There's another quote here that supports all of this, Scott Peck. Our finest moments can occur when we are feeling uncomfortable or unhappy, for it is in those moments we are likely to step out of the rut and find a different way or a truer answer. So when I was in nursing and I was teaching yoga, I met this chaplain. She's passed away since, but she was with the Catholic Church. And she came to yoga, and she had, her treatment for her breast cancer was pretty, it was when they had first started doing radiation, and they didn't have it so fine-tuned as they do now. I love how medicine keeps evolving, because all these treatments become much easier on the human body. But she had shared that it had burned her chest raw, and just nerve fibers were exposed. So she was in tremendous pain. You could, in yoga, she could lift her hand to here, and anything other than that was just excruciating, wincing, gritting your teeth kind of pain. But that woman walked with such an expression of the angels on her face. She just always was smiling, peaceful, glowing wherever she went. And knowing that, I'm thinking, here she's going in to all of these different patient rooms and doing their prayers with them. They're suffering, they're leaning into her because she represented a power greater than their suffering. And she was able to do that again and again. And she said, it feeds me. I recognize that the pain is nothing compared to what humanity and people are going through. She was a real teacher for me in so many ways, because we're here to transform and heal through love. The question always is, what would love do here? So if the octopus is your teacher and she offers you that eighth tentacle of release, which is named forgiveness, her eighth tentacle represents forgiveness. It's all we can do at the level of our soul awareness. Without forgiveness, either of yourself or the other, we are victims dancing constantly in our constricted pain and prolonging our suffering. So the message here, it's okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. It takes courage. It takes courage to walk what's given to us, to walk through it. But you're not sacrificing yourself. You're walking through it. You're safe. You're surrounded by love, I guarantee it. When you face the challenge, it does feel like angels appear from every corner of the universe to reach in and say, I am with you. If you bow to me and release and forgive yourself for any unskillful way you might have felt yourself being in this lifetime, I am here. I am here. You feel that divine voice comforting you. So instead of spiritual bypass or ignoring what is going on, keeping that prison of tension all around you, we bring it forth into the conversation with the divine. That's who you are to each other. You are the divine to each other. Bring voice to it. Bring it forth. Give it a voice. Let it diminish its hold on you by giving it a voice. Let it be resolved. There's another quote from Harv Eker. He says, nobody ever died of discomfort, yet living in the name of comfort has killed more ideas, more opportunities, more actions, more growth than everything combined. So this new strength that we share together, that you can almost feel it bubbling inside of you. What you thought was a monster in the depths of you is now showing you the idea of the octopus in a very gentle way, the gentle creature of the sea, in the way it is gracefully able to move through whatever it is before it, teaching you to open to a new dimension, a new awareness, a new shape-shifting, so that you can move beyond the boundary of fear and anything that restricts you. So you learn the ways to move with what is, and you allow discomfort to be your teacher. He closes that poem with, "Fear not the shadow tides, let the tears fall, let anger go, let grieving die. Fear not the love that flows, fear not the love that flows. Let truth reveal, let forgiveness heal, let light clear the mind. Fear not the journey." So reclaim your nature to its perfect, whole, and complete nature. Now it's just a thought away. It's just a thought away. Forgiveness is the key to this. I'm going to invite, we're going to do a little bit of a practice together, invite Dalton up to play the keys behind this, because I'm going to give you an inquiry from Stephen Levine. He's one of the most powerful teachers, he and his wife, on forgiveness. So, remembering that peace begins with you. Forgiveness begins with you. I want you to posture yourself in that way, to feel yourself, plant your soles of your feet into the ground of these holy floors of the sanctuary, feeling like I am here, I am present, I am listening to that divine call. And we're cultivating, as I start to speak his words, that loving kindness to make it increasingly clear that you can let go and you can accept. Forgiveness now is finishing the unfinished business in your life. Close your eyes, soften your shoulders, open your heart, open your breath, breathe the divinity, feel the posturing of palms open. You are bowing to the depth of this truth. Forgiveness is essential to the uncovering of your original nature. You are letting go of any hindrance to seeing truth. You're letting go of pride, shame, self-judgment. To let yourself be forgiven is like sandblasting away your armor. Let your heart be exposed for hours. Sometimes it's going to feel that you're wrestling with an alligator, but other times you're going to feel that you can stay longer. It's not so hard. Sometimes on a really good day, you can float side by side with your fear, with your sense of unforgiveness, and feel that unexpected mercy. Just as I wish to be happy, so do all sentient beings. May they too forgive and be forgiven. When we take this journey, we are not alone. When we say, may this be my truth, and may this truth be for every being. May we all find our way home. I forgive whoever has caused me pain, intentionally or unintentionally. I hear myself, I forgive, just as I wish to be forgiven for the difficulties I have caused. I wish others to be forgiven, that I might put down the burden of the past. And I now feel myself enter that new idea of being present, lighter, kinder. I ask for forgiveness. I offer forgiveness. We are deepening our healing. We are retrieving parts of us long buried, long ago abandoned. We are bringing forth ourselves to the table, offering more to that clarity of mind that only the world of love seems to resemble. more to love, more to be loved. We forgive ourselves. There's room now. There's room now, everyone. Feel it in your heart as it starts to open. There's room for one another. We're forgiving others. There's room for the rest of the world. Forgiveness. We are retrieving our own heart. Can you feel it? We are retrieving our own heart. Please let go. Please just let, even if it's just this moment and you walk out the doors and it feels like it's coming back, it is shape-shifting. It will never come back as strong as it has been. You are choosing to set yourself free. Whatever you've been struggling with, let it float to the surface. This healing we are receiving, we are allowing ourselves to delve into the mystery, to ask for that glimpse of ourselves, to clarify for the benefit of all, for the benefit of all, for the benefit of this planet, of this society. As it feels like it's crumbling all around us, let us be the ones that stand on solid ground in the calm seas. Whatever idea comes to you, we feel like we are standing. We are the ones that are here to make that difference. We're calling for mercy. We're calling for softening. We're calling for that affirmative emotion of truth. As we learn to soften to mental pain, to physical pain, we're discovering a remarkable healing power. Softening, it's softening each and every one of us, reminding us how far at one time we might have strayed from this compassionate ground, but we are back, and we are standing in the process of meeting our pain with mercy, with awareness. There is no fear, no judgment here, no shame. What we call guilt does not harden into shame, but instead softens into remorse. Feel that. Remorse is something that you can do something with, being able to do it better next time. His wife says, there is who we are, and the rest is what we have accumulated. There is who you are. And the truth of that is this divine presence pulsing, breathing, moving, shining its light right now into you. This practice has exposed a layer of your mind to be healed in an ongoing process. Notice. Stephen closes it with, as he does this practice routinely, he recognizes, even after many years of experience, he notices his karmic bundle still has loose ends hanging, a few loose threads, like an untied shoelace to remind me to be mindful if I'm not to get tripped up. So we wash the space with love. Just as we polished these walls and windows and grounds yesterday, we turn now and we polish our inner realm of truth, the sanctuary of our soul. And it's all good. It's all very, very good. And as Dalton sang that beautiful song, use me, we feel that now. Use me, use me. I am ready. I am ready. And so it is. Thank you.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart. are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. Oh, we are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. Oh, we are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. You're a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to the world.
I feel renewed. Hope you do too. Well, now it's time for that favorite part of the show, the offertory. And here in the sanctuary, we have baskets for the offertory at each entrance and exit. And for those of you at home, you can mail it in, whatever works for you. Sometimes we get the little knock on the door and barely open the door and a check flies in. So those are the fun times. I just get a kick out of that. But every donation is greatly appreciated. We are covering our own. We're doing okay, and we're just in awe of the deep support the center has. It's just incredibly impressive. All right, so here's this affirmation for the offertory. Please repeat after me. Greatly I give with an attitude of abundance. Greatly I give with an attitude of abundance. For I know as I give, I do receive. For I know as I give, I do receive. Thank you. And now that we're wrapping up this beautiful Sunday service, we have this affirmation that we like to remind ourselves. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is my life now. Go in peace. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here, and we love you.